going to be a kid lunch idea. I know that we're all home right now with our kids and, schooling most of our kids at home. And I wanted to come up with three options to give you guys for quick, healthy lunch ideas that are vegan. They're really tasty. They're healthy and they can be made in bulk and frozen. So the first thing we're going to make is vegan pizza. The second one is spaghetti and meatballs. And the third option is vegan easy mac. So if that sounds really interesting to you, just stay tuned and I'm going to show you how to make all three meals now. And I will definitely link all the recipes in the description box below. All right, the first lunch idea we're going to make today is vegan pizza. For this, you can use any toppings you want. Today, I am just using pizza sauce, vegan mozzarella cheese, spinach, and onions. Usually, we like to put mushrooms and bell peppers on our pizzas, but today we didn't have that, so I'm just using these items. You can also do like vegan pepperoni or whatever you like. Now today I'm doing a bunch of these pizzas. Some I'm doing with the onions, the spinach, and the cheese. Some I'm doing with nutritional yeast, spinach, and onions, and some without onions. I'm making different varieties because I like to make like 15 of the little personal pizzas and I like to freeze them. That way when we're doing school I can just pop it in the oven and then about 10 minutes later they're all done. Now for the pizza crust here, I'm just using a gluten-free pizza crust, but you can use whatever kind of pizza crust you like. One with flour, cauliflower, doesn't matter. And I'm sprinkling a little bit of nutritional yeast on some of the pizzas because the vegan cheese, sometimes my kids like it, sometimes they don't. It's really just a hit or miss and, up to their preference or however they feel that day. So I like to make a different variety of pizzas. That way we have different options in the freezer. So right here you see all the pizzas lined up. I'm just going to wrap each one in plastic wrap and pop them in the freezer. And then you see here, when I'm ready to take them out, I just rip off the plastic wrap and then I pop them in the oven for 5 or 10 minutes and they're all done. So next up we're making vegan mac and cheese. Now for this you're going to need salt, sugar, nutritional yeast, flour, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, turmeric, and ground mustard. I'm going to leave the full recipe with all the measurements, everything below. I'll link the actual recipe that I used. So in a bowl you're just going to add your nutritional yeast, add your flour, add your onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and turmeric. Add salt, add your sugar and mix well. Now at this point, if you wanted to save the mixture to make a later date, you can just store the all the seasonings mixed together in an airtight container and it keeps for about 2 months in the cabinet. If you want to make it the same day, you'll just go ahead and boil your pasta per the instructions on the back of the box. Once the noodles are done, you're going to drain and rinse. For the cheese sauce, in a saucepan, you're going to add some unsweetened almond milk into a pot and allow it to get warm. Then once it gets warm, you're just going to add in your seasoning mixture that we made earlier. You're going to allow that to simmer on the stove until the sauce starts to thicken. Once your sauce thickens, just add your pasta and stir. Now, if you wanted to meal prep the macaroni and cheese, you certainly can. It freezes really well. Just put it in a meal prep container and allow it to completely cool. Once it's cooled to room temperature, you can just place it in the freezer. The night before you want to use it, just put it in the refrigerator to let it sit overnight, or sit it on the counter for about an hour or so, and then pop it in the microwave for a couple of minutes until it's warm. I have 2 meal prep containers, and then I have one in a bowl because my kids wanted some now, and my niece Jakari is trying it, and she is not vegan, but she did love the macaroni and cheese. Okay guys, we're on our last lunch idea for this week. We are going to make vegan spaghetti and meatballs. So for this, you're going to use any kind of noodle. I'm using egg noodles because that's what I had. Meatless meatballs by Gardein. A can of diced tomatoes, or you can substitute pasta sauce for here. You're going to use onion powder and garlic powder. So to a saucepan, you're going to add the meatballs. And then on top of that, you're just gonna add the pasta sauce. In my case, I'm using diced tomatoes. Then you're just gonna sprinkle on your seasonings as much as you like. I'm just gonna add some garlic powder, and then I'm gonna add some onion powder. And then a last minute decision, I decided to chop up some garlic and add some Italian seasoning. Then just allow that to simmer on the stove for about 20 minutes. The last step is just to cook your pasta per instructions on the back, whatever kind of pasta you have. Then once they are done, you want to rinse and drain, place them on a plate, and then ladle some of your tomato sauce and a couple of the meatballs for the kids to enjoy. Now, my niece Jakari is eating the spaghetti and meatballs here. She is not vegan, but when they come over to do homeschool, they do enjoy eating vegan things. So, you know, if you don't like vegan meals, or you think you don't, just try a couple things and see if you like it. Some stuff you will, some stuff you won't. Now, if you want to meal prep this spaghetti and meatballs, it's the same kind of deal like with the macaroni and cheese. Just put it in a container, allow it to cool to room temperature, place it in the freezer, take it out when you're ready for it, and just pop it in the microwave. Alright you guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, I enjoyed making it. If you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, please subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment below if you like, and I'll see you again for the next one.